Hey everyone, how's it going? So what am I doing now? I'm driving home from work. So you are riding home from work with Kenny. I've told this story before, but when I did, I had about 35,000 subscribers. Now I have 135,000 subscribers. And I think it's a story worth retelling. So some of you will recognize this story, some of you won't. I got a lot of great comments on this story. So I figured let me just share it again because it's been a while. So as many of you know, back from 1989 to 1997, I had my own shop. And during that time, my shop became kind of a hangout for a lot of different people. Everybody would come there and hang out. You name it, old, young, black, white, gay, straight, it didn't matter. Anybody, everybody would hang out there. And it was a great place. It was a great place. Customers would hang out there because they just enjoyed it. You know, men, women, it didn't matter. Absolutely didn't matter. Kids from the high school, there was a high school right down the street. The kids from the high school would hang out there. It was your local, it was a corner gas station. It was a two-bay gas station with two-bay shop. It was an old Sunoco gas station. It's kind of like you see them still every once in a while. They're few and far between, but it's the ones that have become convenience stores with, like, you know, you'll see them with two-bay gas stations at like your little out of the way towns and stuff like that. And that's exactly what it was. And we used to have hot rods there and stuff like that. And but what I want to get at is the fact that anybody and everybody was hanging out there because everybody felt welcome at my shop. I still talk to plenty of people to this day that worked for me and I was friends with. Now, I told everybody about this one person, Frank, and I'll get to him in a minute. But there was another person, and I actually it had slipped my mind that he used to come by, and his name was Carrie. And Carrie was handicapped, and he would either be in a wheelchair or he would have the crutches that came up and supported your forearms. And I'm not quite sure what disorder he had, but he was very short. He was only like 4'2" or something like that. But he was a grown man, and he used to love coming there because we would rib him, he would rib us. Like, he felt at home because we didn't treat him any different. And it was great having him hang around there. But I don't know exactly what happened, but I remember he had a Lincoln Continental Mark 7. And I did some work on it. I put gears in it, I put exhaust on it, I did a cam on it, stuff like that. And he loved it. You know, that was his hot rod. But I think he moved. I'm not quite sure whatever happened to him. I saw him like one time later, like he had disappeared for a while and then he came back. And he had gotten, the car had gotten totaled on him, unfortunately. Luckily he was okay, but the car had gotten totaled on him. But I did see him, and I'm pretty sure he said he moved away. I forgot what the story was. But anyway, there was another young man that used to come by there, and his name was Frank. Frank was in a wheelchair. And whatever Frank's disorder was, Frank had a very large head. And he was in an electric wheelchair. But he used to come in and he would hang out quite a bit. And I remember his dad would say, you know, you don't mind him coming over here and hanging out? And we're like, no, he's fine. You know, he's laughing, he's carrying on, he's having a good time. He had a bit of a speech issue too, but like, it was good. So anyway, like, everybody was constantly making fun of everybody else, you know, poking fun, this, that, the other thing. It was never in malice or anything like that. It was always just good, clean fun. So one day Frank was there was a bunch of people there, and we were working on whatever. And if you guys know NAPA Auto Parts, they used to have those little pickup trucks. I think they still do, actually, you know, like a Ford Ranger or a Toyota little pickup truck, or I think back then it was a Mitsubishi or a Dodge D50, the little tiny pickup trucks. But on those trucks, they used to have a big giant baseball cap that said NAPA. They still do. Every once in a blue moon, I'll see one. So we're there doing whatever, and all of a sudden, here comes the NAPA truck pulling in. And I happen to say, hey, Frank, your hat delivery is here. And as soon as it came out of my mouth, I was like, man, maybe I shouldn't have said that. So, you know, people are laughing in that, but I also hear, ooh, like that was just kind of like, that was harsh. So Frank laughed and this, that, and the other thing. So end of the day comes, everybody leaves. And the guy, Timmy, that worked with me, he goes, man, you shouldn't have said that to Frank. I was like, yeah, I actually really felt bad afterwards. And, I was going to apologize to him the next time I saw him. So his dad actually came in the next morning. His dad would come in, once a week or so and get gas. And I was there first thing in the morning, like 6 o'clock in the morning. And all of a sudden I see his dad pull in, and his dad was a doctor, Dr. Rains. And he drove a Jaguar. His dad was British. And because I called it a Jaguar, he goes, no, it's a Jaguar. I'm like, okay, it's a Jaguar, sorry. So his dad pulls in, but he doesn't pull to the pumps. And then he gets out of his car, and I'm like, oh, here we go. I know what's about to happen. So I'm going to get chewed out for this one. So I go out there, and I'm like, hey, Dr. Rains, how are you? And he's like, I'm good. He goes, hey, listen, out of curiosity, he goes, did you make a off-colored comment about Frank's head in the hat delivery with the NAPA truck? I said, yeah, I did, and I said, I'm going to apologize to him. I feel really bad. He goes, no, don't. He goes, he was laughing all night long. He goes, he even called his cousin to tell him what you did. He goes, he thought that was the best. And the reason he thought it was the best is because we treated him just like anybody else. We made him feel absolutely comfortable, like he wasn't any different than anybody else at that shop. So, and actually, my eyes are burning. I might be crying because of the story, but my eyes are burning. I've had allergies or something driving me crazy today. But yeah, so Frank absolutely loved it. He couldn't stop talking about it. His mother even came over. And she was shaking her head. She goes, I don't know what you did to that kid. She goes, but he wasn't a kid. He was an adult. She goes, I don't know what your kid did to that kid, but he can't stop talking about it. He just laughs and laughs and laughs. And she goes, I would have never thought to say anything like that. I said, you know why? I said, because he's one of the guys over here. That's why. And she goes, no, I know that. And thank you for, letting him come over. I'm like, of course. I mean, why would I say no? I like to have everybody there. And, we used to have a pretty strong contingent of the gay community coming by. And I remember this one woman in particular, her name was Kat, very nice lady. And she said, hey, she goes, I just want to let you know, she goes, all my whole group of friends, they come over to you too, which they did. They came over often. And they gave me a lot of work. And she goes, you treat everybody exactly the same. She goes, it doesn't matter. She goes, you can, she had transgender friends and stuff like that, and it doesn't bother me. I don't care. So she acknowledged the fact that, I was, and all my staff, everybody that worked for me was the same. It's like, we didn't care who you were. We're all the same. We're all here to do what we got to do, and we're all here to get along, and we're all here to have a good time. So, and that's what it boils down to. Just get along with everybody. There's no reason not to. I don't understand why people get upset. I've never been able to understand that. I grew up in a household where everybody was welcome. I mean, everybody. Didn't matter who you were. Everybody was welcome. And I still believe in that today. My house, everybody's welcome. I don't care who you are. Just as long as you're a nice person, good person, I'll be good to you as long as you're nice back. Perfect. We'll get along great. That's all. That's all it is. All right, guys. I hope you got something out of that. Be nice to each other. I'm in a good mood today. I really am. So I know some of you had said, and I appreciate you guys thinking about me. Some of you had said that, you're thinking that maybe I was getting disgruntled or whatever, or upset with this auto industry, because of a few posts a few videos I've been putting up. And it's not, no. When you're in something for as long as I've been in it, you know how certain things are. You know the areas that could definitely use improvement, the areas that are not great by any stretch of the imagination. And I'm just pointing it out because I'm sure a lot of people don't realize half of what it is that I say. So I'm just sharing it with you, that's all. I love what I do. I've always loved what I do. Would I change anything in the future? Absolutely not. I would never change what I did. I really did do and still do enjoy. I enjoyed what I did. I enjoy what I do. I'm still going to enjoy it tomorrow. So anyway, that's it. I hope you get something out of my videos. If you are, hit that like button. If you could, please subscribe. All right, guys, have a great day. Keep wrenching.